Top 5 stroke facts that 90% of people over 60 don't know. These aren't just the symptoms you've heard 1,000 times. These are the silent mechanisms destroying your brain from the inside. And if you miss them, you may never get a second chance. Fact number 1. TIA. The number one reason people let their guard down. Have you ever suddenly felt tingling in your arm, your face droop a little, or your words come out jumbled, but then it all went away after a few minutes? You probably thought, "Whew, I guess I'm fine." But that's exactly what makes a TIA, or transient ischemic attack, so dangerous. It's not a mini stroke. It's not nothing. It's a red alert warning that a full-blown stroke is coming, and coming soon. Statistics show, after a TIA, your risk of having a major stroke increases tenfold within just 7 days, with the first 48 hours being the most critical. A TIA is like the first crack in the dam. Ignore it, and what comes next could be irreversible. The problem is, most people don't even know what a TIA is, and that ignorance is costing lives, silently. Fact number 2. A stroke eats away at your brain faster than you think. In an ischemic stroke, the most common kind, you lose about 2 million brain cells every minute that blood flow is blocked. Let that sink in. Every minute, your brain ages the equivalent of 3.6 years. Sounds like a cold statistic, but imagine this. Each brain cell lost is a memory, a learned skill, a piece of your personality, burning away like a slow fire in your head. Why can't your brain just heal? Because brain cells don't regenerate like skin cells. Once they die, they're gone. Forever. That means a few minutes of hesitation during a stroke can cost you your ability to walk, speak, remember, or even recognize yourself. With stroke, time isn't just precious, it's life itself. Fact number 3. The silent killers. Triggering stroke are already inside you. When most people think about stroke risk, they focus on the usual suspects: smoking, stress, age. But here's the shocking truth. The deadliest threats are often the ones already inside your body. And the scariest part is, they cause no pain, no fatigue, no warning at all. 2 of the most dangerous? High blood pressure and atrial fibrillation, AFib, silent conditions responsible for millions of strokes every year. Let the numbers speak. Nearly 50% of people with high blood pressure don't even know they have it. Many people with AFib, a heart rhythm disorder that creates blood clots, live their lives without a single symptom. So why is this so dangerous? With high blood pressure, don't wait for dizziness or headaches. It can silently damage your arteries for years, slowly eroding vessel walls, until one day they clog or burst without warning, resulting in a stroke. As for AFib, your heart might be beating irregularly right now, creating tiny clots that could shoot to your brain at any moment, and you'd feel perfectly fine. In fact, many people only discover they had AFib after they've already had a stroke. That's the most dangerous part, not knowing, not treating, and living every day with a ticking time bomb inside you. So don't be fooled by the feeling of, "I'm fine." Get your blood pressure checked regularly. Get your heart rhythm tested, especially if you're over 60. Because stroke doesn't just attack your body. It strikes at your memories, your skills, even your personality. And that leads us to fact number 4, the one you really don't want to miss. Fact number 4. Stroke doesn't just damage the body, it can devastate the mind and spirit. When people think of stroke, they often picture someone with facial drooping, slurred speech, or paralysis. But there's another kind of damage that's quieter, but just as devastating: emotional and cognitive decline. Research shows that at least 1 in 3 stroke survivors develop depression. Others may begin to show signs of dementia-like symptoms: forgetfulness, confusion, poor concentration, or even sudden personality changes, from calm to irritable, from cheerful to emotionally numb. Why does this happen? Because stroke doesn't just attack muscles. It damages specific areas of the brain that control mood, memory, and behavior. Depression often occurs when the emotional regulation centers of the brain are affected. Cognitive decline results from reduced blood flow to areas responsible for thinking and memory. Personality changes can happen when the frontal lobe, the part of the brain that governs social behavior, is injured. The problem is, these symptoms are often dismissed. Family members may assume it's just old age or a little stress, and then everything gets swept under the rug. But in reality, this silence can trap the survivor in a long, invisible struggle, one that deeply affects their recovery. If you're caring for a loved one after a stroke, pay close attention to their emotions, memory, and personality. Even a small change could be a big signal. And that brings us to fact number 5, the final and possibly most urgent truth you need to know. Fact number 5, wrong first aid can kill the golden hour and the person you're trying to save. If you remember only one thing from this entire video, make it this. When someone shows signs of stroke, do not give them medication, not even aspirin. Try home remedies like cupping or bloodletting. Move them around aggressively, or delay calling emergency services. It may sound familiar or well-intentioned, but each of these actions can be deadly. Here's why. If the person is having a hemorrhagic stroke and you give them aspirin, you could make the bleeding much worse. If they have swallowing difficulties, they could choke, causing respiratory failure. Folk remedies like scraping or pricking fingers are not supported by science and waste critical time. Moving them incorrectly may worsen brain or spinal injuries. But worst of all, you're losing the golden hour, the precious window where the brain still has a chance to be saved. Every minute lost equals millions of brain cells gone. So what should you do instead? Stay calm. Lay the person on their side, keep the head slightly elevated, and loosen tight clothing. Call 911 immediately. Note the time symptoms began. Do not give food or drink. Share this knowledge. Don't let a good intention become a tragic mistake.